would I considered making this documentary. We knew that the 40th anniversary was approaching, so that would be the loosest beginning of the conversation. One episode perhaps for every decade. And then when Gotham and I met, and he realized that there was a parallel story with my health issue, that too was going to inform us of another viewpoint. And now, as we stand here on the precipice of what is going to be my 18th album, um, there's a bright future. The reception of Legendary, as for instance, is we have a hit song. I mean, 40 years into a career, who would have thought? To be honest with you, but it's a big hit song, and you go, wow, this is great. To have that kind of joy again is fun.
The documentary is the story. When you see it, it's in, 4 parts and 5 hours from, the inception to present. So it is telling the story. And Gotham Chopra, our director producer, really made an amazing documentary. And that rings true. It's heartfelt. It's amazing the amount of footage he found in the planet. I can't even believe that it's there. And it's wonderful to watch. And I think the fans are really going to love it as much as we do.
Yeah, it's the inside look at us. We have never shown that part of us before. And actually, when we watch excerpts from it, it brings back memories that you just actually forgot about. 40 years is a long time when you think about it.
I think it's just, I think a lot of people like we were amazed to look at it when it's, from the beginning, from the first episode to the last. It's an amazing journey. We're very, very fortunate. And we're fortunate that we have great fans, and it's like I said, in the words of Bon Jovi, we're halfway there, and we have 40 more years.
And we did it for you. We did it for you.
It's magic. I mean, it's an amazing story that spans 40 plus years. It's gone into its fifth decade at this point. There was so much archive that John and the band had collected behind the scenes through the years, personal archive that they provided access to. So much of it had been documented by MTV and VH1 and people all around the planet. So there was a lot of great material, access to everybody, John, the band, Richie, like you said. Then there was this thing that was happening with John and his voice, in real time, as we call it. And so there was just so much material. And I was excited to pull together my own sort of creative team, my own band, to help make sense of it all. And all we needed was time. But John approached me, with a vision back, 2 years ago now. So we had time in order to get it out for the 40th. So yeah, I mean, it was a joy. It was really something. It was a privilege.
Richie's a brother. He's been with us from the beginning. And life gets in the way sometimes, and situations happen. I'm glad he came. It was part of this. There's never been an argument or anything like that between us or anything bad. It's just life gets in the way, and that's okay. And I'm glad he was able to say his part of the story and what happened. It's like he's still a brother to us. We grew up together. The same way Alec was until he passed, and he still is. He's up there.
Yeah.
It's important that he was on camera and speaking to it, which there was no issues with, neither by him or by us. I want to be clear again for the 99th time. There was never a fight. There was never any animos. He had some issues both with substance abuse and anxiety and being a single dad, and a lot of issues that led to his quitting. But when he quit, the band went on. And it's been 11 years since he decided that he didn't want to do this any longer. And although we're all brokenhearted, whether it's the fans or the band, it was a choice. And there's no less love for him because he's not here anymore. It's everybody who's in this 4-part docuseries that made contributions along the way that led us to where we are today. And so we appreciate everything and everyone that got us here today, and wish everybody everywhere that, well wish. Now, if he ever wanted to perform with the band, come on over. But you know, there's John Shanks and there's Phil, and there's always another guitar amp to plug into. Well, I think it represents a lot of joy. The writing, the recording of this record was just nothing but joy. And the reception to it thus far has been incredible. And I think that the goal was always to sound like Bon Jovi, not like anything else or anyone else. And I think we've long since achieved that sound. When I was a boy, I remember saying, the Rolling Stones, oh, it sounds like the Stones, oh, it sounds like the Stones. That was the greatest compliment you could give a band, is they sounded like themselves. And that was always our goal, and I think we've long since achieved that goal.
Felt a lot of joy doing this record. It feels a lot like we did in the 80s, you know, where it's pure, it's positive. The fact that we've been through a lot together, and then be able to still create something that brings joy to us. And I think the listener is going to really enjoy it too, because it is us, and it's come full circle. It took 40 years to get to this point. So I hope we really enjoy it, because we had a lot of fun making this one. Came easy to us.
Yeah, when you listen to Legendary, it's, you know, it's joyful. It has a spirit to it. You know, we went into the studio and just bashed it out, looking at each other, and just made this great rock and roll record. And we're really proud of it. And it's getting great reception, which is a nice thing.